Hello beautiful people. In today's video, I'm going to eat entirely food from Casey's. Now, vegan food from Casey's sounds like a crazy idea to me, but maybe it's not so crazy to you. So wish me luck, and here I go. So why on earth would I eat food entirely from a Casey's when there's vegan food everywhere? Well, vegan food is not actually everywhere. As most of us know, we can't always find good things to eat. So a lot of people don't live very close to a Whole Foods or close to a Sprouts or whatever healthy food options are nearby. We don't have Trader Joe's here. We have an Aldi, we have a Walmart, and those types of places. But if you go 20 miles outside of town, you're lucky if you have a Casey's. So I'm gonna eat vegan food from a Casey's just to see if that's possible, for one, and two, if I can do it for a good amount of money. My guess here is that it's gonna be fairly expensive because maybe those types of options are kind of expensive. I have a couple rules for myself. One, each of the food options that I pick for breakfast, lunch, and dinner needs to include some sort of fruit or vegetable. Of course, this could be shelf-stable fruit or vegetables, but it needs to be there somewhere. The objective here isn't to become a junk food vegan. In fact, to promote eating healthy, even if it's from a convenience store. I could eat literally Oreos for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but that's not really what we want to do. Two, it needs to be affordable. I'm gonna keep it under $10 if at all possible. And it needs to include the basic food groups that your body needs. You need to have some carbs and some protein. I don't wanna just eat a loaf of bread, for example. That's gonna be ridiculous. Three, we have to be able to cook it in either a microwave or eat it just plain, because a lot of us are eating from Casey's and on the go. So we wanna make sure that we can do that too. I am optimistic. I'm scared. I'm not sure if this is gonna be good for me, but we're gonna find out, and that's why I'm only doing it for 24 hours, just to find out if it's possible at all. As you can see, it is approximately 6 o'clock the night before, and tomorrow it's gonna be a brand new day, and we're gonna go over to Casey's to grab us some breakfast. And it's morning, and it's time for breakfast. Let's go inside Casey's and see what we can find. All right, so I learned something. Apparently you're not allowed to film inside of Casey's, which, whatever. Fine. So that just, means I'm going to have to do like before and after shots, but whatever. Anyways, I found some good stuff. Let's see. So the first thing I found was a Lenny's and a Larry's complete cookie. It is explicitly vegan, as it says here on the front, which is nice. And so if you are not sure what to look for when you go to a place like Casey's, sometimes you can find items that are labeled with that V. Just a little tip for folks that are new to veganism, you can easily find as a preliminary search on whether it's vegan by taking a look at the allergens, and oftentimes it'll say milk or egg in that allergens list, and that will immediately tell you if it has anything not great. Sometimes you see things like natural flavor, and that's scary. I don't typically recommend buying anything that says natural flavor unless it has the explicitly vegan symbol on it. Typically in general stores like this, I would see something like a banana or an apple in a basket out front. This one didn't have anything like that. So I opted for a smoothie. This is in the refrigerated aisle. This is a Naked Green Machine smoothie. And last but not least, I got myself a Life Water, and I love these. They're my favorite because they're just pretty and they're not terribly expensive, and they are bottled locally over in Wichita. So I forgot to grab the receipt, but everything was close to $8.79, so not a terribly cheap meal here, but it was less than $10, so I stayed inside of my budget for this breakfast. So I'm going to start heading back to work, and I'm gonna eat my breakfast there. And at lunchtime, I'm gonna go check out a different Casey's. So quick update, I just got back into my car to go out for lunch, and I quite frankly feel a little bit nauseated still from the amount of sugar in that breakfast. When I was sitting there eating that, I was like, oh my god, oh, my stomach. My goal for my lunch is to find something protein heavy and carb low. So hopefully I can find something fresh or something that's somewhat good. We're gonna find out.
Diesel that doesn't mess around. Contact Leroy Co-op today.
Okay, real talk. I just got my lunch, and it is perhaps the saddest lunch I've ever bought. It cost me $9.62, and I got these things. These are Harvest Snaps. They're a green pea snack crisp, and they have pretty minimal ingredients in them, and they do say that they are packed on shared equipment with milk. So it does not include milk in its ingredients, but if that is a no-go for you, then I wouldn't pick these. You can see that they are a bit higher on the fat content because they're effectively just chips, but less on the sugar, and that's exactly what I was going for. One thing that I thought was pleasantly surprising was Casey had their own brand of raw almonds here. I was looking for a vegetable. I got a V8, which is just vegetable juice. It doesn't have any added sugars. It does have 10 grams of natural sugars, but it is what you'd expect it to be. I'm not looking forward to this. I was really sad. I literally scoured that entire place for something that would have been moderately healthy and vegan, and this is what I ended up with. So not pleased at all. So we're on our way over to Casey's letter A. I showed you the map and it's right there. This is the last stop for today because it's dinner time, and my partner has been kind enough to come over and help me out with this little adventure. Hey Johnny.
Hello.
So what do you think? Am I gonna be able to find anything worth eating at this Casey's?
This one has the pizza shop in it. I don't think that any of the pizza is vegan. They've got Oreos, pretty sure. Maybe some snack chips or something, but I will be pleasantly surprised if there is something meal-worthy.
Right. On a 0% to 100% chance that they have some sort of fresh fruit or vegetable in this one.
23% chance.
23%. I think that's a little high compared to, given my knowledge today
Of the other Casey's.
Of the other Casey's. This one looks really small compared to the first one I went to. So.
Well, we'll find out together.
Hi. So we got our things. You'll never guess what we're having for dinner. Well, I'm having for dinner because I didn't make it so that Johnny had to have it.
Nope.
I'm making peanut butter sandwiches. Not peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because the jelly was too expensive. It was like, what, $3.50?
Something like that. $3.39.
$3.39 for the jelly, and I already went over on this one. So the bread and the peanut butter was super expensive. It was like $4.59 or something. So the peanut butter was super expensive. I don't remember where I left off. But I decided to get my fruit in. I'm gonna get these freeze-dried things, apple and banana, and we're gonna put it on the sandwich for a little added texture.
Yes.
It's a little texture. It'll be very good.
Please.
Oh man. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh.
Just to rub it in.
You even got wheat bread for Johnny because
I don't eat white bread.
He doesn't eat white bread, which is like fine because white bread's gross.
Yeah.
My daughter only eats white bread though.
Should I have cherry or grape?
Cherry.
Okay. Ooh, and I'm gonna have some of these pretzel chips.
Rub it in. I can eat 2 sandwiches if I want.
That is true. You can have up to 10 sandwiches.
Fuel the fun. Well, we're eating Hostess, so that's local.
There we go.
Hostess spread is the saddest spread. That's not easy. Woo!
That's potent. Do you like the smell of raspberry? Here you go.
The hell? Little bananas. All right, freeze-dried strawberries and bananas on the sandwich. Ready for this kind of nonsense? I think that's enough fruit. I cut my sandwich like a freaking normal person. Freeze-dried fruit and peanut butter sandwich.
Like a normal person.
People cut them sideways, diagonal all the time, right?
When they have freeze-dried peanut butter fruit sandwiches. Yeah.
That's some ASMR there for you.
There you go.
It's not terrible. It's edible.
It's edible. So, verdict on eating nothing but Casey's for 24 hours.
Won't do it again. Was able to. And I'll recap later after I've eaten my sandwich. This is, oh, hold on. This is the best meal I've had all day. So, I'm gonna enjoy it. All right. So my day eating entirely Casey's is now completed. And I made it. I am very tired, but I had 3 full meals. I had my breakfast, lunch, and dinner entirely from Casey's, and I got more or less all of my food groups. Let's see, I got fruit in various shapes and sizes, from shake to juice to freeze-dried fruit. So I think of all of the things that I did not do well, getting fruits and vegetables was the thing. There wasn't any fresh fruits and vegetables that was just available at Casey's, and I think of all of the criticisms I have about Casey's in general, this is going to be the biggest one. Having the option to grab a banana or something would have made my life so much easier. And I understand it's there as a convenience store, but for a lot of people it is these types of convenience stores are the only food that's accessible within a short radius. So over in the neighborhood where I went to for my lunch, the second Casey's I went to, there is no grocery store over there. I think the closest grocery store from that Casey's is about 1 mile or 2 away. So if you're walking or whatever, that's not going to be very efficient to get your groceries. The best you could do is maybe take the bus, but our bus system is not great. And a lot of bus systems in rural areas are just not super. So I would say that for an area like that, which might be classified as a food desert or food desert like adjacent, and that Casey's serves a really important purpose, and a lot of people use that Casey's. I had stopped by there before, and there's always people in there getting food. Now, if you're not selective and you want to get food for cheaper, because I spent nearly $10 a meal at each of these Casey's for my food, and I didn't get a lot out of it. So if you're not vegan and you're not very picky, you could easily get a slice of pizza and some soda or something like that for maybe $3, in which case that would make a lot more fiscal sense. $10 a meal is not something a lot of people can do, and I wouldn't recommend eating like I did. Honestly, I could do this for a day, but I wouldn't want to do it for more than a day. So this experience really got me to thinking about, you know, encouraging others to be vegan. Now, a lot of folks are gonna have a hard time, like I never really felt it before, but feeling that struggle to find even just healthy food close by at a reasonable price. The healthiest food I could find cost me almost $10 at Casey's. And that was basically all of the vegan food that they had in there. So if you don't live in a place that has a lot of options, eating vegan might be a big challenge, and even if you want to, might be a problem. So I think being courteous to others who live in different areas and in different circumstances on their ability to actually access vegan food is going to be very important. I've had people, well, I've heard these arguments before, and a lot of people are talking about the importance of everybody going vegan, and on the other side of the story, it's like, well, not everybody can do that. And I've never really quite internalized it before. And it was quite a transformative experience for me to actually feel the stress of trying to find vegan food when there's just not very much available. So if it's you, if I'm talking to you now, if you want to become vegan and you're struggling because of access, like, I get you. It's not easy everywhere you go. Some places are so easy. I lived in Eugene, Oregon for a while, and it was so easy in Eugene to be a vegan. You go to a Southern Comfort vegan food, soul food restaurant. Like, that's a thing that they have in Eugene, Oregon. They don't have any vegan food restaurants here. They have Casey's that may or may not have vegan food, and if you eat that food, you'll probably die from some sort of cardiovascular problem because of eating all of the salt that comes with those things, or, you know, develop diabetes from all of the sugar that you're eating. That being said, I still think that it's important that to whatever extent you can, incorporating more fruits and vegetables into your diet is going to be important for your health, but also for the planet and for the animals. So I don't think that you should give up on going towards a vegan diet, because there is an immense amount of literature out there that supports the benefits of doing that. But I understand if it's hard. I get it now. So yeah. So would I ever do this experiment again? Well, probably not. I don't see any benefit in doing this again. I would probably not find anything different, because the chances are that Casey's not going to change his shelves very, very soon. However, I have heard of some places that are adopting a refrigerated system that allows for fresh fruits and vegetables from the local area to be stored and sold in the convenience stores. So if you were in one of those places, that's awesome. And if you have heard of any of these places or any other things like that, if you live in an area with Casey's or convenience stores that have a lot of fruits and vegetables, I want to know about it. And I want you to share your experiences with everybody else, because finding access to healthy options, let alone vegan options, is going to be one thing that I'm never gonna take for granted again. So please share with each other, and I'll share when I find things. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed putting it together for the most part. I'll be honest, there were times in which I regretted my choices, because I love food. I love food so much. And there were times today I was like, oh God, what am I gonna get myself into if my lunch is anything like my breakfast? Whatever. But I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope that you now have a bigger community of people that kind of get you. Leave me a comment below and tell me a little bit about your experience being a vegan in your area. I want to hear from everybody. And if you want to, please feel free to like and subscribe to support me putting out some more content. All right, see you all later on the prairie.